Whether you're a recreational runner or training for a race, we have all dealt with some kind of muscle tightness, muscle soreness, muscle cramps, or is it muscle pain? Whether it's a pulled muscle or a serious injury, the first step that we need to do is figure out what is the cause of it or where is it coming from. But anyways, why does it hurt when I run? Skipping the warm up. Now the warm up is going to help prepare your body for that run by increasing that blood flow to the muscles. So you don't want to save time by skipping that warm up, because that warm up is going to help prevent injury and muscle soreness. Now when you look at warm up, think about dynamic stretches to help loosen up that body and not that static stretches. So that could be anything from a leg swing or even high knees. Running too much. Now beginner runners or runners looking to increase their mileage can find themselves doing something like this. Now you don't want to run all the time because you definitely need to give your body days to recover. So you definitely want some off days and not just keep out there running. By running too much, you can increase your chance of injury, such as the runner knees, the shin splints, and even plantar fasciitis. Instead, you want to increase your mileage gradually and give yourself at least 2 days off a week for recovery. And in that recovery days, you can add strength training or even things like yoga, swimming, and cycling to help you out with that. Wearing the wrong running shoes. So all that pounding from running can put stress on your feet, your knees, your hips. All of those muscles can be affected from running. So you want to make sure that you are wearing the correct running shoes, because it's going to help stabilize those muscles and joint and give it support while out on that run. Wearing the wrong running shoes going to end up causing injury. Now, if you need help in choosing the right running shoes for that run, then definitely consult with local running stores that can help you out with choosing the right running shoes. They also could check out your gait and determine the correct shoes for your running type. Now, when it comes to different injuries that you can experience out on the run, some examples could be plantar fasciitis, which you experience pain in the arch of the foot. And it can be caused by a tear in the plantar fascia, which will make you feel discomfort while running. For shin splints, you'll feel a tight squeezing pain in the front of your shins, which can be caused by the muscles and tendons around that shin becoming inflamed. And these can be caused by running on hard surfaces like pavements or hills. Now, runner knees is the most common injuries of runners. And this injury can be caused by pounding or weak hips that could add pressure to the kneecaps or causing it to be inflamed or tear tendons. Achilles tendonitis just pretty much means that you have pain in your Achilles tendon. And it can be caused by swelling in the heel area from tight leg muscles. Ankle sprain is pretty much means you have sprain in that ankles, and it could prevent you from running for weeks. Side stitches could be side cramps you experience while running. Now you want to be mindful of your form, because incorrect form can lead to injury. And overtraining can lead to soreness or even worse, injury. Now something else to be thinking about is muscle strain, and it can happen if that muscle is stretched or torn, which means that you could probably feel pain at that site, swelling, or the inability to move that affected area. So these are signs that it may be an injury and you may want to take it more seriously. Has your performance suffered due to that pain? Are you now running 2 miles instead of 6 miles? Or have you cut back and are just running 20 minutes instead of 1 hour? Are you changing your running stride or your running gait to compensate for that pain? Because you want to be careful, because this could lead to another injury on top of that injury that you may be having at this time. And if your pain are increasing while you're running, you definitely want to stop and take a rest day. And anytime that you are having sharp pain with swelling, this may be a sign that inflammation is starting to develop. Now, how to overcome cramping? You need to rest and recover. So resting and recover is going to be very necessary in helping you with that injury, especially if you're trying to speed up your recovery from injury. Now, if you are injured, it might be beneficial to take a couple weeks or even a month off to make sure your body is healing properly. Ice your injured spot to alleviate the pain. This also means that you could do the RICE method, which is rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Stretch to help prevent tight and pull muscles. So you definitely want to stretch to help with that running performance, because stretching actually going to help you loosen that muscles and keep it flexible for those runs. Definitely add strength training, because injury can occur due to underused muscles or weak muscles. So strength training can help with this area. So it means that you want to make sure you are strengthening your core, your hamstrings, your hips, so you get stronger for those runs. So replace running shoes when needed. Make sure you are replacing your running shoes at the right time, which means it's recommended to replace your running shoes every 300 to 500 miles. Improve your running form, because the way you run can impact that running performance. Discomfort and soreness may be felt at the beginning of a run, but don't ignore prolonged pain. And if you want more videos on running injuries or pain, definitely check our videos on 5 most common running injuries or how to return to running after an injury, because we'll get you right no matter what you're training for. Until next time, bye-bye.